Well, good evening. I'm just jumping straight into it. No intro, no nothing, because I completely went blank. Um, so, um, I swore I had water in here to actually drink. Anyway, I'm losing everything. I'm losing my mind, but we are here. So, tonight, first off, thank you for joining me. I am Lady Gwendolyn. This is Under the Rowan Tree. Let me bring you into me just a little bit more so you can see what all is happening. Because boy, do we have some magic, some divination, um, and we're going to make something. So I'm very excited. First thing I need to do is get my drink together. So I brought in my hot water and I have my dish and my teacup. So just let me show that. Isn't it beautiful? So anyway, what we are, the magical herb that I am working with primarily tonight is actually parsley. Just regular parsley. So I'm gonna take it and just put it into the bottom of the cup. I need enough in there, and I'm just feeling the bottom. That is it. Just covering the bottom. Now, it doesn't have a nasty or a negative smell or anything like that. It definitely holds its own. Definitely holds its own. But it is like a very grounding herb. Let's see if now we're gonna pour our hot water in there and then let that steep while we are doing our magic. Because the form of so the theme of tonight is winter magic. So these are things that you can do during the winter time to like warm you up. Hi, Emily. Yes, I have quite a few of them over here. I will get to them in a moment. So, the divination for tonight is going to be tea leaf reading with the parsley. So I will be drinking it. I don't have any other herbs in it but parsley, so it's just parsley tea. The herbs that I put together over here, we are actually going to create an oil. This oil will be strained in like 4 to 6 weeks. So that puts us at like the first weekend in March. So like the 6th through the 9th would be when you would want to strain it. And then from then the oil will be good for at the very least 6 months. But you do have to put it in a dark place and you have to shake it daily with your intention. But we'll get to that. Also, I have I didn't create a puppet, but taking one of the kids' dolls and I just, wrapped her up in some material and we are going to put some herbs in these pockets and set her with some intentions because winter magic and parsley, like I said, these are tied in, is representations of the goddess. So this is time for feminine energy. And I'm sorry, give me one moment. I know I had water. Man. Well, I just have to wait for my tea to cool. It happens. Okay. So let's get started. So parsley tea that I'm going to be drinking. It is good for healing and seeking direction. So about this time of year is when you really want to dig into those things and see where you want. I mean, if this is January and it's the full moon. So we're taking that energy into consideration whenever we're working our magic tonight. Um, so the full moon kind of kicks off the energetic because it's like 96% full tonight. But it's in Cancer. So with it, the full moon being in Cancer tonight, this gives our emotions a chance to come forth. And we really pour our heart into the magic that we're creating. Now, tomorrow it shifts into Leo, and that is where we're really going to infuse the power into these magical workings that we're doing tonight. If you have parsley, like I said, we're working hardcore with parsley tonight. If you put parsley on your altar, it is supposed to be a potent blessing. So that's what I'm going to be doing once this is over with. The three leaves of the parsley leaf actually represents the maiden, the mother, and the crone. It is a feminine energy plant. If you carry it with you in like an amulet, or if you like tie parsley up or put it in like a little spell jar and like carry it around your neck, or create your own charm. Like you can take parsley and a candle. Like I got the green one back out because some of this ties into the prosperity magic that we did last week. Yeah, that's right. We're still manifesting. Why? Because we have a couple of days left until the deadline. So we're going to do it. But if you can take, and I might be able to do this on the table. I do not have any wax paper. But parsley and the candle of your choice, whether it be green for prosperity, white for blessing, use your candle color accordingly to what your intention is. But just know that this would be for protection, and it increases strength and growth. These are all attributes of parsley. So you would like take the parsley and then put it in we might be able to use the spoon for it. But put the parsley in there and then drip the wax on it. And once the parsley is coated and it dries, and you take that off, and you can get it to where it's softer and more malleable, and then shape it into a ball or whatever shape that you aspire to. You can do that as well. Okay. So I don't know if you can see or not, but there it is. It's steeping. All right. So let's move on and get the oil started. So first thing you want to do is start out with a clean jar. While I do have an abundance of herbs in here, I do not have an abundance of carrier oil. As far as carrier oils go, you either want a grapeseed oil or a coconut oil. What I am going to be using is 100% liquid coconut oil. Yeah. So, stones that I'm going to be adding to this as well. We have the clear quartz because, you know, we just love having that extra power boost. We have the amethyst. So with the amethyst, it is inducing healing. And then citrine, this little yellow piece here, is for bringing back the sun and for attracting finances and money. So think about the time that this is going to be up. This is going to be ready and placed in your bottle of choice, um, just in time for Ostara. Now this is going to be gaining momentum through the changing over from winter into spring. So we want the scents and the herbs that I have chosen, for this all have certain representation. Um, so the first one, I used it last week and I'm using it again because it's one of my favorite herbs and it smells so unbelievably good. Lavender. Like I said, I got this at Abundant Mother Apothecary in Bridgeport. So I'm just going to, now the type of spoon I have is kind of like a soup spoon, so it's more round. And I'm going to get a scoop and just put it in the jar. One scoop that big is all you really need. You see, that's enough to like coat the bottom. And what goes great with lavender? Any guesses? It's a really good tea also to drink, like at night whenever you need to calm and relax. Chamomile. So get you a big heaping spoonful and throw those in there. Now, chamomile is, like I said, good for that relaxing and that cleansing. And a lot of these you will hear me say about their healing properties, because this oil is going to be cleansing and healing our body while working on our ability to be happy, to bring happiness into our life, and to bring in additional prosperity, because the magic that we did with prosperity magic last week is only going to last so long. So whenever that magic has done its work, then we're going to pick it back up with this oil. Okay. All right. Next up, to keep us grounded and to make us have that, you know, that balance, that, you know, feeling, is sandalwood. Oh, I love the smell of sandalwood. And I'm not exactly, hey, I'm a witch, okay? I'm eyeballing this stuff. So what if it's heaping up a little bit? A little bit extra grounding didn't hurt no one, especially with prosperity magic. That's what we talked about last week, was working with the root chakra. All right, next up, juniper berry. Now this one opens up the respiratory area, because what happens whenever we're making the transition from winter to spring, we get the cold, we get the ucky, the sinuses. Juniper berry is a good one for that purpose. So not only does it smell good, but it opens up all of that. So for this, since it's the berries, hold on, I gotta count. 1, 2. All right, it wants us to have 5, so 5 berries it is. And you can also have a mortar and a pestle and grind these. I actually have 2 of them right above my head, but I did not clean them, so I would rather not use them. Also, to give us cleansing and peace and comfort is sage. And I'm just going to use it as though it was like flat across. Next up is actually rosemary for a detox and refresh. So this is actually something to do, to have like rosemary and honey tea every full moon, just to kind of sit back, relax, and reset your system. Parsley, I do want to mention as well, while I'm getting the rosemary out, is a good stomach purifier. So you are having any stomach or gastrointestinal, parsley, rosemary, and honey tea. In goes the rosemary. Up next, just to kind of give it that little bit of prosperity boost, we are going to add in a bit of cinnamon. Between the cinnamon and the sandalwood, oh my goodness. And to kick in a little bit of love for the spring coming into us is red rose petals. Boy, they don't want to come out. There they are, red rose petals. All right, and that is actually all the herbs that I have to put in there. I have not put in the parsley yet. I wanted to save that one for last. Like I said, it's good for stomach and gastrointestinal issues. All of these herbs are good for you. So right there is about how much we have as far as herbs go so far. And when it comes to the parsley, because it is such a big part of tonight's magical workings, we're going to do 2 big helpings of parsley. All right, can you see that? All right, now let's put the lid on and shake up the herbs. Time to add the coconut oil. All right. I'm going to add just a little bit more to bring it up a little bit more so that those herbs are completely saturated and looks like they are rising up. Do you see all the herbs in there? Thank you for sticking around and being my magic partners. I love it. So now you will take this and put it in a cool, dark place. And remember, every day, set an alarm, put it in your planner, Remember to shake it every day. Now, when this is the most important thing, while you are shaking it, set your intentions. It could, because of these specific herbs that we used, then you're going to want to do certain affirmations and magical words. Okay, so now that we've got all of these herbs in here and the oil, we add the citrine, we add the amethyst, and for that extra power boost, we added in that clear quartz. One thing to be mindful of when you are putting crystals into your oils or into your water to infuse with that energy, make sure that your crystals are able to be within that process. Okay. Because some crystals like selenite or sapphire, that will disintegrate. So you have to be careful. So now that the crystals are in there, we're going to shake. So as you're shaking, you want to infuse your magical words into it. So the only herb that I did not put in here, that there is a song by Omnia that I love, but I didn't use that herb in there. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Thyme is the only one I didn't use. And I probably should have. If you choose to use thyme into your mixture, then that gives you increased speed. Okay, imagine that increasing your speed, what you're manifesting to come quickly. Now, what do you do with this oil after you strain it in March and bottle it? Well, like I said, it'll be a good oil to like rub on your chest if you are feeling congested. If you have stomach upset, rub it on your stomach. If you are wanting to bring in prosperity, if you watched last week's episode on prosperity magic, the sigil that I did on my arm, do that sigil in the oil, and then it won't be as noticeable as with the henna or the marker or whatever. Okay. So while that tea is settling, let's talk a little bit more about other things that you can do during the winter time. So we talked about refresh and reset, with the rosemary, the detox. Ritual fasting is something that our ancestors did, and it is still done today as far as getting yourself in a cleansed state. If you are wanting to work any serious magic, then you really need to have your body cleansed inside and out. You want your spiritual energy to be in the right place, because whenever you are having the total mind body experience, then that's whenever your magic is the strongest. So getting lots of rest, of course, making sure that you are catching up on the relaxation time. That's why I'm talking about rest and rebooting. Those things you need to do. If you are artistic, if you are musical, if you have a craft that you create, if you are a reader, now's the time to embrace those things, because the winter, prime example, and I'm the first to admit it, I take my classes during the winter time. I'm in the house. I'm usually sitting at the computer anyway, so I take some time and I work on my studies. And I hadn't announced it yet, but now seems to be as good a time as any. I am now a certified sound healer, and so I can facilitate sound baths. That is me working into something up and coming for either later this year or definitely 2025. So I already know ahead of time what I'm looking for and what I'm wanting to accomplish. Um, Another class that I have taken is um, for Egyptian Reiki. They have their own path, so that's an addition onto my Usi Reiki that I already have, on top of my other energy healing services that I offer. So the classes that I take are going to help me facilitate and teach things in the future. So if you have ever tuned into my healing meditations, go to the YouTube Lady Gwendolyn or Rowan Temple of Light and watch them there. I walk you through types of energy healing that you can do on yourself. It is a guided meditation. You just do the work right along with me, and you will feel better at the end. I guarantee. So another thing, and this is the last craft that I'm gonna do. So, and then I will get to the divination part. Is connecting to the goddess. Like I said, with parsley, the parsley leaves is 3 leaf. They're representing the Trinity. It can also be the Holy Trinity, whatever path you follow. It can also be the triple God. But for this purpose, I feel like the goddess needed some representation. So, taking some of the herbs that we have out here, and my little goddess here, um, just this little doll baby, didn't have any clothes on, so I needed to dress her really quick, and I had literally like 2 minutes to do it. So we are going to take, so imagine that this is your poppet, okay? You can use a Barbie doll. You can make your own poppet. You can do whatever you want to with it. Now, with this, I'm going to draw some sigils. On the outfit, I am going to take some of the herbs and place in the pockets. And yeah, okay, so let's get started. First one that I want to add to her is the rosemary, because the first thing I want to do is cleanse and reset. So I'm just going to add a few little rosemary leaves into her little front pocket. So I don't know if you can see it or not, but right here, there's a little pocket, and that's what I'm going to do. I have a plan. Just follow along. So we're going to reset or reboost. Now we're going to add some sage, because we want to be cleansed. We want to have some cleansing. And this is in a front pouch of the dress and how it's wrapped around. So the working that we're going to do, we're going to sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon. Come on. All right, there you go. And you guessed it. What's our last ingredient gonna be? Hi, Brenda. How are you doing? All right, so the last ingredient is actually going to be the parsley as a representation of the goddess. Now we are going to use this as, like I said, we're all right. I'm beating her in the face here. All right, there we go. So she is going to be an offering, and I am going to sit her on the altar whenever this is done. Now, I don't know if you can see. Do you see how it kind of comes up in like a peak? All of the herbs are right in there. Now I'm going to kind of lift it up and like shove it right there like you would a napkin. And now I'm going to take our green candle and we're going to light it. And then we're going to use the wax to seal this in. So imagine that you are just sealing up an envelope, and that's all you're doing. Now, you know, whenever that dries, that it's going to be sealed. It'll be hard and sealed. So right there, do you see what I did there? I just kind of sealed that up. Now, we got the herbs in there. That is our offering. What are we asking the goddess for, the energy for? Empowerment, financial security, maybe like on our own, um, the feeling of security, happiness. These are the things that we want to bring in this springtime era. So with using this poppet, you have the offering in there. Who do you want to direct it to? So on the back, I am going to write the name of the goddess that I want to connect the most to. Okay. All right. I am not going to lie. I will be perfectly honest with you because you're my people and I love you. The goddess that I am connecting with is because I am in my Lilith phase. So I am connecting to Lilith. I want to continue this empowerment, this shift that I'm on of growth. And a lot of things have started to change and happening in my life when I started to embrace her. So I know that there's still a lot for me to learn. So I am going for it. So take symbols and things that you want and then put them on the dress. If you have a Barbie with a dress and you know that you're not using, or you make a dress, whatever, do it with that. Okay. So we're using this as a poppet. Left side, we are receiving. Right side, we're giving, right? So on the right side, what are you giving up? Like on the side of the dress, maybe like the hip area, you say, what am I giving up? Okay. I am going to I'm going to give up soda because I have been craving that. I went from water for the longest time to adding a little bit of soda just because my stomach said, "Okay, you can have a little bit." I kind of went a little overboard. Now my sugar is wonky again. So I'm going to give up soda as my sacrifice for what I want. Okay? So I got to write that down on the right side. The right side. Now on the left side, it's what I want to bring in. So I am going to give her a huge money sign tattoo on her thigh just because I feel like I will be able to give more and do more to the community if the finances are right this year. I want to have the events. As of right now, we got to fundraise. So another reason why I'm doing this with you. Another thing that I want is peace and happiness. Y'all know the symbols for them? Fill in the space, okay? So we got the peace symbol and the happiness. And of course, just to be corny, I'm going to put a heart right there at the knee. Why the knee? Because it's a joint. And love in a joint symbol, a joint brings two things together. So finding your partner, think about it that way, okay? If you find your partner, it's someone that you can work with, someone that whenever you need to move, they got your back, okay? Um, Anything else that you are willing to give up or that you want to get rid of. So I want to get rid of past health issues, negative past issues. I want to get past that. So I'm going to write that down the side. Now I realize this is a bit unconventional magic, but hey, we're witches. We do things like this. So once you have everything on there, then you just take her. Yeah, see, it's hard. Those herbs aren't coming out of that pouch. So then you take your doll and then you place it on your altar. Okay. I'm just going to lay it right there. Uh, what else? There's a reason why I put the herbs where I did, closest to the heart chakra. The heart is your central nervous area, and everything flows out of your heart. So things that you're getting rid of, things that you're beginning, things that you want, things that you're sacrificing, all of that comes from your heart. So if you have your heart guarded or um, honored, then you're set and pretty. All right. So that is winter magic and creating a puppet. So back to the oil. Like I said, shake it up whenever you get a chance. Every day at least, for a few minutes. Get it since there is crystals in there. You're going to want to really smush it up really good. And say Um, with this oil, I bring in prosperity, health, stability, and happiness. And that's all you have to say. Oh, yeah. Don't forget to label it. Label it with the date it was created. Keep record of the herbs and stuff you use. Put it in your book of shadows, whatever. Um, but the date that it was created, the date that it needs to be strained, and then when it won't be any good anymore, so that you can transfer that information onto the bottles. Don't forget to do that. All right, it's time to drink the parsley tea. And most of the herbs have settled into the bottom. So I did not use any honey. I did not use anything. Let's see. Whew. Okay, so it's not bad, but since it's loose leaf, and this is the one thing I hate about loose leaf and just throwing herbs in there, no way to really catch them. Gotta drink it. Here we go. Any comments or questions about tonight and any of the magic? We'll have a little chat while I'm getting this down. Now, I am not obviously the tea leaf reader of the community, tasseomancy that we call it, but I wanted to try something new. Okay, so I do have to give a shout out because some of the inspiration, you probably can, Emily. You're just not very far away. She says she can smell the herbs. It feels like she can smell the herbs from here. Um, I'll let you smell the oil when it's done in 4 to 6 weeks. But yeah, I am not the tasseomancy person. This is something new. Inspiration from tonight's show actually is attributed to whichwaymagazine.com. I subscribe to their newsletters, and something about this time, month that came out for January really called to me, and it's just a couple of dollars. It's like $4.99, I think, something like that for the magazine. It's 60 some pages. There are advertisements. There's up and coming books. Um, there are tons of magical oils. This one that I did tonight, I created myself, but there are oil recipes in there. Is recipes and how you make your own incense in there, things like that. I have made my own incense live before. I think I still have the stuff to do it, but I made them into cones and used them. They were really, I was able to work them, so that was really cool. Oh my goodness. It doesn't taste bad. You know what it tastes like? And you may think I'm weird, but this parsley tea tastes like a turnip. Have you ever had a turnip? Have you ever had parsley? Parsley, they usually use it as a garnish in restaurants. All right, come on. Just a little bit longer. Get hot, y'all. Trying to chug tea. So we do a little advertising. Under the Rowan Tree will end in a couple of weeks. We only have a couple of weeks left. And then I will take a couple weeks off. And at the end of February, like the last 2 weeks, I think, we will be entering into divination night time. And that will still be on Wednesday nights. Lady Gwendolyn's Divination Night is a show that showcases readers and psychics from all paths and backgrounds that want to come on and give readings and promote themselves. So I have a couple bookings available. If you know someone who may be interested, let them know and reach out to me. And I would like to get them booked. If not, it's going to be a really short season. And this is season 4, turning 4 in 2024. Yeah, we've been going strong since 2020. And I really love the show. I'd hate to cancel it, after a couple of seasons. So if you know anybody interested in coming on, even if they're a returnee, I would love to check in and see how everyone's doing since they were on the show last. All right. There's enough left in there to swish, 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 swish. Okay. So here's what we're looking at. I'm sorry, guys. I need a moment. I need to take this off. I'm burning up here. Okay. So what is in the bottom is the past. And it looks like we have a lot to work with and overcome. There's not really a whole lot at the top. But as you can see, there's some bottom, middle, and at the top. So let's get into it. So the first thing that I'm seeing is over here on this side. It kind of looks like a J. You see it right there. It looks like a J. So the first thing that's coming to mind with the J is justice. And it feels like that's something that we have needed, something that we need to overcome for our future. Um, so this kind of looks like someone riding a horse. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, right there. It kind of looks like someone riding a horse, right? So I feel like the image that I get associated with the Knight of Swords. Okay. Now, the Knight of Swords is the representation of moving quickly, taking action, getting things ready, and moving on. Um, this one reminds me of kind of a cartoon character a little bit, but it's that I feel like your happiness had been taken away from you. And that you've transformed yourself into someone that you're not in order to appease other people around you. That one that I'm talking about is right there. Let me get it right. Yeah, right there. There. The bottom. It looks like a triangle with like something out of its head, or a golf club over the shoulder, perhaps, ready to go and mess some crap up. Yeah. You put up with way too much for way too long. Um, Below the J, it's still a bit like moving around. And I don't know if it's because of who I am and the path that I follow, but I see Thor's hammer. Okay. And to me, seeing Thor's hammer represents strength. So you are about to, or you are in the process of building up that strength to make these changes, to have this justice for yourself and everyone around you. Okay, so that's your past. Going up into the middle, which is what you see right there, the middle. Those two, I feel like, now if you can really see that one right there, it looks like a flower right there, right? So I feel like things are blooming, they're blossoming. This energy that we're talking about tonight for the springtime, things are growing and coming up out of this time frame. Think of it this way: Imbolc is coming. We're just like 2 weeks away from that. That is the time where the bulbs start to grow and the first signs of flowers are blossoming and coming out of their shell. Um, and I feel like that is the growth that we have coming. Um, the last thing right up here at top, it looks like either like a car or a cart or a buggy. I mean, do you see that? A stroller. So, oh God. So I'm not gonna put. Speaking of, okay, parsley warning, parsley warning, parsley warning. If you are pregnant, do not use parsley. Okay. If you, for women, if you are like, if your period's late or something along those lines, and you have one parsley tea, just like a teaspoon, like I said, you saw I did not use that much, I just sprinkled a little bit in the bottom, that can induce your cycle, get it started. But if you are pregnant and you partake in it too much, then you could do more harm than good. So before ingesting a lot of parsley or getting into a parsley regimen for your health, then talk to an herbalist, talk to your doctor. Always do that first. But with this stroller, that's your new beginning. That is your chance to start over from the justice that you had to fight for, through the blossoming and the blooming of things coming into your life, to now finally getting the justice that you want. This is your time, your happiness. And it really feels like, for the overall collective, that's what we're going for. So I really hope that everyone has enjoyed tonight's episode, that you've enjoyed making the oil, talking about things to do during the winter to keep your magic going. Set the ambiance. Get the fireplace going, light your candles, get your favorite warm drink, just sit, relax, play some music of things that you want to manifest. Get on YouTube, everything's there. But in the meantime, work your own magic. Celebrate this full moon. Remember, we're going from Cancer into Leo. So, with all the love that you have tonight, put it toward that fiery gun ho attitude tomorrow and go forward. I love you guys. Have a great night. And thank you for spending this hour of Under the Rowan Tree with me. We'll see you next week. Bye.